Here are 5 items to improve your summer car camping. Coming in at number 5 are these little USB fairy string lights, and we love putting these up every time we go camping because they just put off just enough light for you to not have to wear a headlamp. And they're very simple. They have a USB plug on one end, and each strand is 33 feet. And we just plug them into one of these little USB power bricks and usually run them from the car and then tie them around a little tree branch. For tip number 4, we have Ziploc bags, and they're very convenient in many scenarios. And we actually like putting our food in them once we make stuff, because if you put them in a Tupperware container, they kind of take up more room in your cooler. But if you put your leftovers in a Ziploc bag, you can fit a lot more stuff into your cooler or fridge or whatever you have with you. And if you just have little things that you want to keep organized, the bags are a great way to just put other stuff in. Another great use for Ziploc bags is to put raw meat in them. And that way, if something leaks, it doesn't like contaminate all the water in your cooler. I have a story about that. When my friend Evan and I went to Grand Teton and Yellowstone National Parks, we bought a cooler bag from REI. It was like one of those soft shell coolers. And for one of our meal options, we had burgers, and we did not put them in Ziploc bags. And then later on that day, when we checked the water in the cooler, it was all red because they had leaked, and we had to go dump out the water in the toilet and then go get a couple bags of clean ice. Before I tell you item 3, I just wanted to introduce ourselves. I'm Josh.
I'm Kate.
And this is Coco, and we typically make Forerunner camping videos. For our 3rd suggestion, we have down blankets. This one's Kate's and this one's mine. As you can see, Kate's is a little bit bigger. It's from the brand Rumpl, and it's just their original blanket, and it seems to be pretty warm, and as you can see, they're both pretty packable. And these are what we use in the summer, like midsummer when it's very warm out. They're just very convenient, and if you don't need a sleeping bag, and if you're gonna be too warm in one, why bring one? So in the middle of summer, this is what we use, and this is what our recommendation is. Coming in at number 2 are sleeping pads. If you have one like this and it's the only sleeping pad you have, just throw it away and get something nicer that has air in it. And this is the Klymit Statuc V, and it's a very entry-level sleeping pad, but it's still gonna be a lot more comfortable than your typical foam accordion pad that I just showed you. And then this one is mine for winter. It's not in the stuff sack right now, but it's the Therm X Therm Max, and that means it's the rectangle size, and it's very warm and it's very comfortable. And I think when inflated, it's like 3 or 3.5 inches, so it's still even comfortable if you're a side sleeper. It's always best to work with what you have as opposed to going out and just buying new things. So if you have both of these already or something like this, maybe try combining them together. That is what Kate and I usually do in the winter. I use my higher R value pad and put it on top of one of these accordion pads, and that just helps with insulation. But it's obviously more comfortable just because you have more material underneath. So if you would like that, it's good to try that in the summer if you haven't. And when purchasing a new pad, or if you're new to the market, it's important to keep track of what R value each pad has. Basically, the higher R value of a pad, the more insulation it gives you. I'm not sure what the R value of this one is, but I can tell you that this has an R value of 1.3. So this is basically just a summer pad if you're using it on its own. Coming in for our number 1 suggestion is some type of portable water system like this. And this is just a 5-gallon jerry can, and it has a 12-volt pump inside of it with a little RV spout. And I'll show you how it works in a minute. But basically you can move this all around. You can unscrew the whole top to fill it up. So it works well if you're in a campground or a national park. You can walk this over to the water fill-up station and then easily bring it back to your car. And you can easily make something like this with parts from Amazon and from following a YouTube video, and I'll link to the parts and the video I followed below. And as you can see, I have a 12-volt plug, so you can just plug it into your car and then you're good to go. We use it from our little portable Jackery battery system, but you don't need that to use this. And it's very simple, and I think this is our favorite thing, because if you're into hiking and if you're doing primitive camping, like not at a campground where you have running water to access, this makes it very easy to fill up hydration bladders and your water bottles. So if you're going out for a long hike or a day hike, it just makes it super easy to get all your stuff filled up. Now I'm gonna give you a little demonstration on how it works. So this is what we use it with, the Jackery 500. You plug it in, take your water bottle, and then you just twist this right here. And there you go. As you can see, it's really simple and easy to use. And while there are other options, and before this we had like a little Coleman water jug that was just gravity fed, and that does work, and that's definitely better than just carrying a jug that you have to pour out of. But we've just found that we love this, and we love how it holds 5 gallons. We feel like that's the perfect number. And if you want to give this a try, it's definitely worth it and you won't be upset. Another bonus suggestion I have is to always keep some type of bug spray along with your camping gear so you never forget it. We hope you enjoyed our 5 recommendations and that you'll use some of them over the summer. If you have any other tips, please leave them in the comments down below. If you're interested in seeing what other items we use camping along with our camping trips, please be sure to check out our other videos. And as always, thanks for watching.